Well, Arsenal has gone through to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and I don't even remember the last time Arsenal came up and obviously played into the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. But Arsenal are through into the Carabao Cup semi-finals, and everything is really done by Gabriel, Jesus, Martin Odegaard, and Bukayo Saka into the mix at the Emirates Stadium, where it all started off when Arsenal went a goal down through a guy known as Mateta in the 4th minute, and then Jesus went ahead obviously level up in the 54th minute, an assist coming in through from Martin Odegaard. Then in the 73rd minute, Jesus went ahead obviously give Arsenal its first lead of the game when he went ahead obviously put in that ball in the back of the net, and the assist was courtesy of Bukayo Saka. And in the 81st minute, Odegaard released him from his own half and obviously went ahead obviously ran through those yards of space and obviously faced the goalkeeper Henderson, and then he sent him the wrong way and hit the ball into the right bottom corner. But Edin Ketia came off the bench and was like, please don't come up and obviously think that this game is over. 85th minute, 4 minutes after Arsenal had already gone ahead obviously make it 3-2, he really reduced or narrowed the lead of Arsenal to 1 goal. And guess what happened? Arsenal were living recklessly and they found themselves in a hard tough position, but they had already done the business ready. So that is exactly what went ahead obviously happened at the side of the Emirates. Arsenal came up and obviously beat the side of Crystal Palace by 3-2. Smash the like button, comment and share. And I really gave Arsenal a win. And did I give them a win or a draw? But I knew that Arsenal are really going to get through to the semi-finals because I knew to it that when you look at the lineup that brought him through compared to the probably starting 11, it was almost the same. And I told you that the reason as to why Arsenal is really going to win this game of football because they are going to be having lots of guns onto the bench that can come up and obviously change the game. And you know what happened. Odegaard comes in through, and he came in through at the beginning of the second half, and it took him 9 minutes obviously create an assist for Gabriel Jesus. And one thing that I've already gonna hit is simple, that Odegaard, Gabriel Jesus makes good runs as a number 9. That's why it's very easy for these people to find line-breaking passes. You saw to it that Trossard, especially in the second half, also found him. Saka found him. And Odegaard found him, I think, twice. So 4 times was found in the second half. He really put 3 balls into the back of the net. And this is why I tell people that the substitutions are really very important. And Arteta should obviously get to know that sometimes you don't need to start maybe a Saka. If at all you feel like the game of Everton is really going to be a little bit tricky, get Sterling there, let him play like 40-60 minutes and bring on Saka. You saw to it that today Saka had those spaces to run in. But if at all he had obviously gone ahead to start that game of football, they would have gone ahead obviously knock him out. So I think Arteta needs to stop being predictable most of the times, because I think in the game of Everton he really lacked the tactics to obviously win that game of football. And you understood today why I'm this kind of person who was like, who is that kind of manager who gets off his best player in terms of creating off the pitch? And that's what this man does. And who did it? It was Mikel Arteta. Over the weekend, he took Odegaard off the pitch and brought on Nwaneri. And I think if you have plans of not playing, if you're having plans of not playing Odegaard 90 minutes, I think it's better you start Nwaneri in that midfield. He plays 45 minutes. Get Martin Odegaard to play that full game, because he can really change the game. And today you saw to it that he was the game changer. Even that assist of Saka for the second goal, you know who really gets him that ball? It is Odegaard. But that pass he gives to Bukayo Saka, I think it keeps through past is it 3 players? That is Martin Odegaard for you. So he puts a lot to that Arsenal team, because his eye for those small pockets of space to obviously place that line breaking pass in there are always there, and his eye for that pass is really high there. So guys, we are powered by Muno Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops. If at all you feel like you need a brand new phone or a brand new laptop, call them on +256 70 9988 665. Even if you need a used phone and a used laptop, and those used phones and laptops are not from Kampala, Uganda, they are from the United Kingdom. So if at all you need any, go ahead and obviously do the needful and obviously take them for the beating. And or for the calling of their phone that I've already gonna hit obviously read for you. They also have affordable smartwatches. That is Mono Gadgets for you. So Gabriel Jesus is a player I've always gonna hit to defend, and I've told you that his only problem is that he's not available. And I told you, if he is available, he's really gonna score goals. And I don't think that there is any player that is gonna hit obviously score very many goals, into the Carabao Cup than Gabriel Jesus. I tell you, because today he has scored a hat-trick, and I think that takes his tally to, is it 5? He has 4 goals in the EAPL, 4 goals in the EFL in 3 games and 1 assist. That is Gabriel Jesus for you. So he's the guy, and I think he just needs time. At 27 years of age, all Jesus has to do is to keep fit. And with him scoring the hat-trick, he has given himself what we call, he has given himself a very huge goal to see to it that the manager of Arsenal thinks about him in the coming games. And I know he's going to start getting him more minutes. I tell you, he's going to start getting him more and more and more and more minutes into his game, because all I've gotten to know is the manager was really calling in for the sharpness of Gabriel Jesus. And I think finally he has gone ahead, obviously, get that sharpness of Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus is in a very good shape that can threaten any enemy and obviously put him down. That hat-trick is really going to be a very big boost to the club of Arsenal, because now Arsenal really going to be having another lethal striker off the bench, that anytime Kai Havertz is not doing well, obviously, the manager will be like, Gabriel Jesus, please come off the bench and we'll go ahead and obviously do the needful. And the trust, might be back or restored, because you need a Gabriel Jesus, like in the game of Everton, he came on, and I think what really made his game hard was that the best creative player in the world, Martin Odegaard, was taken out, and you're bringing a number 9 who is really making good runs to see that all really goes on well as planned. So I think it was a move in the wrong direction that was done, and I really never agreed with it, and I was like, who in the world does it? So I think the manager just has to keep Odegaard on to see to it that he really does the needful, because the runs of Gabriel Jesus really make it difficult to be tracked down by the people responsible for obviously marking him, and that is the side that we can talk about of Crystal Palace. So I know in the game they're going to be playing on the weekend, he's not going to be starting because Kai Havertz has not kicked a ball in this entire full 90 minutes. So that means it puts him into the starting 11. But it's also a message-changing performance to Kai Havertz that, please, I'm knocking on the door to take back my position. And what Jesus has to do is, even if he comes off the bench over the weekend, let him come up and obviously score. I think that's the only thing that he can obviously do to obviously disprove all the haters wrong. And they're really playing Crystal Palace again on the weekend. That is on a Saturday. So that is Arsenal for you, and Jesus is really taking the headlines of all this. But Jakub Kiwior, I think for the first goal he was a little bit reckless, and he would have gone ahead obviously do better. That is it. That is Gabriel, that is Jakub Kiwior for you. But I think he just needs to get in minutes, and the rest will obviously take him to where he deserves to be. Raheem Sterling, I think he played well, though he really missed one of the best chances of the game, where KNT, and he went ahead obviously put in a cross that needed just a very cool finish. Even if he was denied by the goalkeeper for his first effort, even the second effort was denied by the crossbar because the ball ricocheted off the frame of the goal. And I was like, what's wrong with Raheem Sterling? You understand? So I think he's still unlucky, but I know he just needs to get in more and more minutes. And when the trust kicks in, I assure you, a lot will go his way as a player for the club of Arsenal. So Kientieni, I think I'll discuss more about him into the player ratings that are going to be dropping some hours later. But one thing I can't leave without talking about Kientieni is how he's good when it comes to obviously delivering into that final ball. His end product of the game is really great, and I think that's why in the game of Everton, you're like, why not get in Kieran Tierney? Even in the game of Fulham, when they're playing away from home, why not get on Kieran Tierney? Because you've totally seen what he can do. So I think the manager needs to obviously find himself in his better senses to obviously think about a player like Kieran Tierney. His experience is needed, and a performance like he was going to put in today that has been really solid and very good can obviously help Arsenal really collect in some huge amounts of money. So if at all, especially in the January transfer window, if at all Arsenal played him in the game of Fulham for some minutes, game of Everton for some minutes, I think he just needs those minutes in to see to it that he really gets back to his foot, and January is not far off. Suitors will obviously show up and obviously sign the player in Kieran Tierney. But the good thing is that they're into the semi-final, and what a chance for Arsenal to obviously play into a better way altogether. Now, let's see how the stats were. 12 shots by Arsenal. Crystal Palace had 8. 9 shots on target by Arsenal. Very many on target. That means they are really very, 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 very... They are really very, 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 very eye looking at the goal. Then 4 shots on target by Crystal Palace, 71% ball possession by Arsenal, 29% ball possession by the club of Crystal Palace, 551 passes completed by Arsenal. Then Crystal Palace completed 225 passes, 87% percentage, that is the passing accuracy for the club of Arsenal, 66% passing accuracy for the club of Crystal Palace. Then 7 fouls by Arsenal, 12 fouls by Crystal Palace. Then 1 yellow card to the side of Arsenal and 1 yellow card to the side of Crystal Palace. No red cards issued to any of those sides that participated in this encounter at the Emirates today. 3 offsides to Arsenal, 1 offside to Crystal Palace. 4 corners to the club of Arsenal and 2 corners to the club of Crystal Palace. But all in all, the game of football was won, and Arsenal are through to the semi-finals of the EFL Cup. And I tell you what, it has not been Arsenal only that have gone ahead to play, but even Liverpool has also gone ahead to beat Southampton by 2-1. Newcastle has beat Brentford by 3-1, meaning that those two have gone ahead. Those 3 teams are really to the semi-finals: Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal. Tomorrow we are waiting for Man United and Tottenham Hotspur. Whoever goes through will obviously be facing off those 3 teams that have gone ahead obviously coming through. Darwin Núñez went ahead to obviously score in the 24th minute, and then Harvey Elliott went ahead to score in the 32nd minute, and that went ahead obviously see Cameron Archer pulling one back in the 59th minute, but Southampton couldn't obviously match the levels of competition and the clinicalness of the side of Liverpool that they had gone ahead obviously put out in here. How did the stats go? 6 shots by Southampton. Liverpool had 14. Both teams had 4 shots on target. Southampton had a possession of 31%. Liverpool had a possession of 69%. Then 289 passes completed by Southampton, 644 passes completed by Liverpool, 78% passing accuracy by Southampton, 88% passing accuracy by Liverpool, 10 fouls to each side, 2 yellow cards to each side, no red card issued, 4 offsides to the side of Southampton and 1 offside to the side of Liverpool, 3 corners to the side of Southampton and 7 corners to the side of Liverpool. So that's how everything really turned down at the St. Mary's Stadium as Southampton was knocked out. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about the performance of Arsenal and Liverpool. Newcastle too is into what we call the semi-finals. Sandro Tonali scored a brace and Fabian Schär scored 1. Wissa scored 1 late and he found himself on target. I think that's the biggest achievement that Wissa has gone ahead to get in there for you. So guys, I'm out for now. See you later, and see you later when I come in with the player ratings. Bye bye.